Well, hello there, everyone. It's me. Remember me? The guy who disappeared for 230 days. I'm back, I think. I had my reasons for the disappearance. It wasn't a good reason, but I did have some. Just could never return because I never found the right timing. I figured I might as well get back into it. I'm hoping I come back full time. I don't know. Life's just been kind of boring recently. I've lost all interest in most things, so I just kind of stopped everything, more or less. But I decided it was about time I did something different, so here I am again, uh, back on YouTube. And you know what? I'm hoping I can stay for a while at least. So let's get into it, all right? This is a story of what if Naruto had abandoned the Hidden Leaf. Again, a classic little plot there, but I've decided to do something different with it this time around. It's more along the lines of what if Naruto became a mercenary for hire after abandoning the Hidden Leaf. Let's get into it. So, guys, the story starts today with Naruto being a young man, as always. We start off at, I suppose, Naruto around the age of 13 will do, right before he joins the Team 7. Yeah, right before Team 7 becomes a thing. So we have the whole shenaniganry with Kakashi, having the bell test, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura. So far, not much change in the story, so everything goes on as would. However, minor changes to the characters so that this entire plot won't make sense. Naruto himself, he is a tad smarter and a bit more observant in this version of the story than in the original. Everything else is more or less the same. Sakura is still a mean bitch. Sasuke is still an emo bitch. Yeah, let's go with that. And let's put this in the story so the abandonment of the belief makes more sense as well. Danzo here, in this case, wants Naruto dead. He does not care for the fox. He wishes, wants to kill Naruto, take the fox, put it in one of the root members so he can have full control over it because he knows Naruto is not gonna serve Danzo. Naruto is too much of an idiot for Danzo and the root. Now let's get into it, alright? So after the bell test, and we head off to the Water 7 arc. Fuck, that's One Piece. Okay, so we have the whole Tarzana coming along, asking for a B grade mission, and that whole jazz that happens. Tarzana obviously requests for a team, and Kakashi and Team 7 are available, so Hiruzen gives them the job. Now, the initial part of the job goes as would in the original as well, with the Demon Brothers trying to attack, Kakashi feigning death, acting, something. Sasuke being the one to take down the first Demon Brother, and Naruto in this scenario being, considering one of his traits I did give him this time around was that he was a bit more observant and a tad bit smarter, did more or less manage to beat the second Demon Brother, but it was considerably harder than it was for Sasuke, at which point Kakashi comes back into the fray with his body turning to smoke and him appearing from like a tree top somewhere. Yeah, that's that. At this point, Naruto begins wondering as to why the Demon Brothers left their own village, because so far he had not encountered many rogue ninjas, and suddenly there's two of them right there. So, while Kakashi's asking for their questions, Naruto does ask him, I've already tried to do the Naruto voice like 3 times. I can't do it anymore, but I'm gonna give you the best, least cringy take I can, alright? Kakashi Sensei. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I can't get Naruto's voice. Let's just fucking pretend this is his voice, alright? I've tried too many times and I've failed too many times. I can't do it anymore. Kakashi Sensei, why would they leave their village? I thought, once ninja's from a village, he's kind of bound to it for life. What reason? And Kakashi, being the insightful headmaster, teacher, sensei that he is, tells Naruto that, well, many have many reasons. Some of them get betrayed by their village, some of them are treated horribly by the village, so they find leaving the village and becoming a rogue ninja a better excuse. Some of them do it for greed, money. Some of them betrayed their own villages, uh, probably aligned with the wrong forces, started a civil war, many reasons. We've had a few from our own village, you know. But let's not talk about that right now, shall we? So they move on, and Naruto considers that for a moment. Villagers treating their people poorly, revenge, all that jazz. And we go on with the rest of the arc more or less as expected until we meet up with my man's over there. What's his name? Zabuza. Zabuza, yes. Until we meet Zabuza. At which point, finding one more at this point, rogue ninja, because, well, his village wasn't the best place to live in. They were tyrannical, and he decided his skills were better off outside and left. At this point, Naruto begins to question his own decisions to stay in the Hidden Leaf. Yes, in one hand, it is his home, but unfortunately, no one treats him like a member of the goddamn village. So Naruto begins to wonder if it's even worth it staying at the place. The fight with Zabuza and Kakashi goes as it did in the original. Kakashi gets the upper hand, Haku comes in. Naruto does notice Haku a bit earlier than when he tosses the little senbone towards Zabuza, but that's neither here nor there, as he didn't think much of it. Just figured it was somebody watching the battle. A bit later, Naruto's still pondering the thoughts as to if he should actually stay in the Hidden Leaf. Then he figures, well, I have a few good friends. Does give me enough reason, I suppose. So he keeps the thoughts out for now. Afterwards, we have the second battle between Zabuza, Haku, and the Team 7, where, well, Zabuza and Haku lose. Both of them lose their lives as well. No, Zabuza's owning the leaf. In this case, they simply die, and Zabuza gives one extra little piece of advice to Naruto before he does pass on, which was, listen, kid, sometimes you just gotta make your own choices. Haku and I, we made ours. We chose to go rogue. I won't lie. It was the best goddamn decision I ever made. I don't regret one single day. Just make sure you make your choices properly. At which point Zabuza proceeds to die. Sakura and Sasuke think not much of it because, well, the village loves them. They're stand-up people in the village. Naruto, however, does, and Kakashi does notice this. He tells Naruto, Naruto, I don't blame you for thinking what you're thinking right now, but try to be rational, alright? Now let's get home. After a bit, a few months, let's say, of doing random missions here and there, word gets back to Danzo that Naruto is considering leaving the village. Where does this word come from? Well, let's just say it comes from somebody who knows Naruto and heard him speaking with Shikamaru and Choji, because according to the story, those were their only friends Naruto had early on. Shikamaru obviously tells him to not do this. Horrible idea. Outside the village, it's no man's land. Anyone can do anything. You could fucking die, mate. At which point Naruto does retort by saying, well, not much living in here, am I? Why am I sounding like a fucking pirate? Forgive me, I'm trying not to curse as much. It's not working, but I'm trying. Anyway, so, somebody, let's say with pink hair, overhears this conversation, and she tells it to a few other people here and there. Eventually, word gets back to Danzo. She spreads it around, gets back to Danzo. Danzo does come back to Sakura to confirm this piece of information. And she says, well, yes, I overheard him speak with two others, Shikamaru and Choji, and they tried to tell him to don't go. I think he's going to leave, which is, I'd say, good riddance, People like him, they don't deserve to be in this village. She would probably say that. Yeah, she would say that. And, well, Danzo immediately procures a plan. The moment Naruto leaves the village, let's say on a mission, when Kakashi is out, because if Kakashi is there, well, he's going to stop this entire plan from unfolding. So Danzo gives an A-rank mission to Kakashi and Asuna, because two shinobi would probably be good enough for that. And they go off around the time when Naruto said he was going to leave the village as well. And well, after Naruto, decides to Naruto decides to leave. Danzo gives Team 7 a little mission. Sasuke would probably not be involved in this because Danzo doesn't know how Sasuke would react to this. Sakura, already making her hatred of Naruto evident, this is involved in the whole tricking Naruto into coming to a specific place, area. Now, bear in mind, by this point in the story, a few years have actually passed on since. Or did I say a few months? Let's toss it up to like a year has passed since the Zabuza mission. After which Naruto decided, I think it's a bit too much, I don't know if the village is worth it, and is considering leaving the village for a better life outside, hopefully, or at least a peaceful life. At which point, Danzo gives this little mission at Team 7. Well, Sasuke himself, out of commission, let's say. Danzo keeps him busy with some other jazz somewhere else. Sakura is given the instructions to invite Naruto to this certain place, where he will be ambushed, and the QB will be extracted from him, put into a member of the root, so the nuclear deterrent of the Hidden Leaf stays with them. Naruto, he has shadow clones around the village at this point because of the whole observative fucking little character trait I sprinkled in there. Ever since he planned to leave the village, he figured, well, if somebody finds out, higher ups at least, they won't let me go anywhere, not with the QB still inside me. So, might as well keep an eye on everyone. If I hear a spark, I know what to do. Naruto hears idle conversation here and there from, Sakura, Danzo, all that jazz. A few members of the root. Not the root, I suppose. I should say relatively high-ranking shinobi who know about the plan to take out Naruto and, the QB and all that. So Naruto is already pre-informed around the time when Kakashi leaves that they're probably going to try and kill him. At which point, suddenly, conveniently, a little mission comes into their lap while Sasuke is not around, that Naruto and Sakura have to take care of because it's a small C-rank mission, shouldn't be too hard. Don't even need much of an instructor, but, this random shinobi who's a jonin gets to instruct them, let's say. Sakura, she says, "It's gonna be alright, Naruto, come on, let's go." And considering she was being suspiciously nice to Naruto is obviously uncomfortable, and considering all the things he has been hearing around with his shadow clone, he figures, I'm gonna die here. Naruto, at this point, decides, you know what, Sakura, give me a minute. I've ate some squid, so I'm not feeling the best. I'll be right back. Naruto goes off to the bathroom. You can see people keeping an eye on him from rooftops here and there. The moment Naruto enters the bathroom, he creates a shadow clone for himself, substitute himself outside somewhere else with, say, a log or a leaf or something, and the shadow clone goes on his merry way. Naruto immediately, the main Naruto, begins packing his things that he might need, a few packs of ramen, some weapons, and a sword that was passed on to him by the third Hokage. Bear in mind, the third Hokage hasn't actually died by this point because we didn't go through with the tuning exams yet. We should have, though it's been a year, so the tuning exams probably should have happened. Let's just say Naruto didn't participate, the Orochimaru attack didn't happen yet, alright? Let's go with that. So the third Hokage had passed down Minato's sword to Naruto. Well, a sword that was passed down the Namikaze line, and considering Naruto is a Namikaze, by all means, he gets the little sword of his father's sword. My god, I am bad at this nowadays, holy shit. Anyway, Naruto gets the sword and, he packs that up as well, while his shadow clone is going his merry way. Now, they don't suspect Naruto of this level of planning, as they figure Naruto's a dumbass. And Sakura, Naruto gives her a little chance, the Shadow Clone version, to see if she would actually betray him in a moment like this at such a degree, where he says, Sakura, I don't know, I'm not feeling good about this mission. Something seems off. Kakashi-sensei's not here, Sasuke's somewhere else, and this random guy's our instructor. I don't feel safe. And if Sakura came out, well, he'd know that she didn't want to betray him, but Sakura simply says, "Oh, it's going to be alright, Naruto. There's nothing to worry about." At which point Naruto figures, fuck, she's involved. So the Shadow Clone goes on to die. Not much, obviously, while Naruto goes out of the village. The Shadow Clone is going to be the distraction. Danzo then comes out of the shadows, haha, and he attacks the Shadow Clone with a kunai. After taking a few hits, the Shadow Clone looks Danzo in the eyes and says, "You lost, old man. I'm long gone." At which point, Naruto's Shadow Clone pops into a puff of smoke and disappears. Danzo, shocked by this level of planning that Naruto did, figures things out. He sent the Shadow Clone when he went to the toilet, after which, the whole jazz happened until this point, which is about, let's say, half an hour off. Naruto's main body has probably left the village, long gone by now, difficult to track, because everyone's eye was on the Shadow Clone over here. So Danzo, he realizes he's been played, he loses the game, sends out a few root ninjas to try and track him down. Sakura is fuck all worried because she realizes something. Naruto just ran off, still alive, and he knows she betrayed him. If he leaks this to Kakashi-sensei or Sasuke, she's fucked. Naruto, obviously not being sadistic man, doesn't do this, and he leaves the village cutting all ties. Sends two little summoned birds, I suppose. These are minor summons, so we'll probably have contracts for most ninjas there. Off to Shikamaru and Choji, telling them that he's decided to leave and he had to do it at an immediate rate, so couldn't say goodbye in person. Naruto then disappears into the woods, let's say around the ruins of the old Uzumaki village, because he finds that would be a decent place to hide. Not many people would go looking into the ruins of a village that not many people still remember, but Naruto found out due to a few old scrolls that were handed to him by Hiruzen, because Hiruzen felt that Naruto should at least have some basic knowledge about, if not the Namikaze clan, then at least the Uzumaki clan. And, Naruto realizes this whole village used to be somewhere where he goes to hide for a few years and train in his own solitude. At which point I'm going to have to leave this episode over here. And I won't lie, guys, it actually felt pretty nice uploading. Well, recording a video again. I didn't realize how much I actually missed this. I still hope that at least some of you from the old days are still around. I don't blame you if you're not. It's been almost a year since I last uploaded, and I understand if you've left by now, but if you're still here, I thank you for listening, and hopefully I can come back properly. Hopefully I don't flake out on you again. Hopefully I don't go to the market to buy some milk. That would be horrible. But for now, I suppose I'm back, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'll give myself a deadline. By next week, same time. I give myself 7 days. I'll have uploaded another video by this time. I'll see you guys then. Until then, peace out. Yeah, that works.